Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 440 Guitar Podcast. My name is Jerrell Powell. Thank you so much for tuning up. You can catch the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and anchor.fm/440. Be sure to subscribe as well on Instagram at the 440 Guitar Podcast to get updates on the episodes coming out. And then also for as far as following any of our additional tags, you can go to 440guitarpodcast.com, or if you want to get a t-shirt or coffee mug, just some merch to support the podcast, feel free to do that. You can go to 440 Guitar Podcast and then click on buy 440 merchandise. So you can check out all of the merch there. So feel free to do that if you'd like to do so. Today I'm very excited. I have a really awesome music group here with us. One of the folks is a former guest that's been on the show, Gino Matteo. How you doing?
What's up?
It's good to have you back here. And then we also have the singer for the band Bennett Matteo. We have Jade Bennett here with us. Jade, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. It's been a whirlwind of emotions these past week and a half. I just came back from New York when the whole election stuff was going on. So
Oh, cool.
Fun.
yeah, yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
excited there during all of that.
Yeah, well, it's why. Yeah, my wife and I, we went to New York to Brooklyn to visit a friend that lives there, and then it was ironically the same week as the election. So on election day, I was telling my wife we should probably go in early in case the madness happens.
You did in-person voting.
Well, the funny thing is that we did mail-in voting like months ago.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's coincidentally we were there, but we left before Saturday when they're pretty much it seems like Joe Biden's gonna take it. So sell it for me and my wife and my friends. We celebrated on that. So how have you guys
That's
been?
awesome.
Yeah. How have you guys been doing? I know, Gino, we had a really intense conversation the last episode on.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just
state,
kidding.
the state of affairs. But I guess just
Yeah.
you guys, for you guys, how are you guys doing through all this?
You go ahead, Jade.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
let you go. I'll let you go first.
Probably the same. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
I think the election was, even though it was very, very stressful, it was kind of a nice little distraction with, for most of us, a happy ending.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of back to reality, and with the holidays coming up, I don't know, it's stressful. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's been lovely around here.
Right.
Yeah, it was it's a hellscape that was for a moment interrupted by a elderly gentleman wrestling match.
Sounds interesting. Okay.
Right in the middle of you forgot about COVID for a minute. It was like, oh, cool,
Yeah, and we were just, it's like we'll start gigging again, and then things get kind of pulled back again, and then it's just really confusing and frustrating.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the
we're
rules
trying
are
not
really
to kill
the rule,
each other.
sorry. I keep talking over you. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're trying not to kill each other.
A lot, basically a lot of this is going on.
Yeah, she's just in the other room there. We've had a few gigs, like 3 in like 6 months, which is like
A little more than that.
no, not, like actual gigs with the band. No, we've done some little
Yeah.
duo stuff, but every time I do a gig, I'm just reminded like, oh, when's the next one going to be? Like, I'm really excited because I have something to look forward to, even if it's just like we did a private party last weekend out on at my friend's house out on the Indian reservation in Morongo, and it was great. I was really looking forward to playing, and we played for late, and it was loud and greasy and smoky, and it was awesome. And then the next day, I was just like, oh yeah, we're just fucking back to sitting around listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Like yours.
What a terrible thing.
I love Jade. I listen to podcasts like 10 hours a day, probably. It's just really like all day. Jade calls them my friends. Like all the voices coming out of my computer in my room all day. She just calls them my friends.
Yeah. he'll tell me about, oh, so and so did this today. I'm like, who? He's like, oh, Jay. I'm like, Jay. He's like, from the podcast. I'm like, oh, okay.
His name is Jason Okerson. Big J Okerson. It shows some respect. God damn it. Put some respect on his name.
So on the 440 Guitar Podcast, of course, big on origin stories, how people got to where they are today. And I wanted to start with you, Jade, because I know, we got the other side of the spectrum as far as for, Gino's side on how he, grew, his earliest memories of music. What are some of your earliest memories of music?
I didn't go to a lot of like live shows when I was really young. I think my first concert was probably at the age of 13, and that
what was it?
It was Journey.
Okay.
Which
right.
I think naturally, whatever your first concert is, you kind of become obsessed with that band just because you're like, I've seen them. And so that was like Journey, and I ended up seeing them like 7 times, which is very odd.
Oh, wow.
But
so you weren't a fan.
No, that's wrong. But but before, I was always really I had 2 brothers, so I always kind of kept to myself as a kid. My earliest memories are just listening to music obsessively in my room. I think that was around the time CDs were kind of the thing, and everyone was kind of getting a CD player, and whatever CD I had, I would just listen to it broke. Like I think I listened to the Bodyguard soundtrack over and over again.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So like people like Whitney Houston and Patsy Cline, I had just things that I would take from my mom or something that I had no idea what it was, and I would just listen to it. And that's kind of how I taught myself how to sing, actually, because I would just mimic what I heard and just do that over and over again. And so that's kind of my earliest. I mean, does that count as early memories?
I would say so. Definitely, I would say so. What were some of your favorite singers growing up listening to?
My favorite singers growing up were definitely it was such a broad range. So you had people like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and then I would listen to Gwen Stefani, and then Patsy Cline, and David Bowie, Marilyn Manson. Like it just went. I listened to really everything.
Nice.
At least everything that I could get my hands on at the time, and then later in my teen years, I really got into like rock music and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I kind of went back into the R&B, soul kind of stuff I'm listening to. So I feel like all those different genres kind of shaped what I feel, how I am as a vocalist.
Yeah. Wow. And then were you sing? I'm assuming as far as you have a wonderful voice. Did any of your family members like sing as well in the house, or were you kind of the one that had the bug? Or?
No one in my family can sing. They think they can, but they cannot. So, well, now I have some younger cousins that have really good voices and stuff, but at the time, no, I can't think of anyone that really sang.
Now you're the one who can sing, and then just like they all get it from you now.
Yeah. So I'm not the only singer now, but when I was younger, I had one cousin that could sing, but it really wasn't any musicians or singers in my family.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
What was the first band that you were a part of growing up?
I'm actually curious too. I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know if I told you about this, Gino, but I was in a so back in the day, we didn't have, this is a little bit before MySpace.
Runaways tribute, but never mind.
Yeah, so you would go to Guitar Center to look at their bulletin board to find, for me anyway, to find other musicians that were interested in what you were interested in. I was playing guitar and bass guitar at the time, or I thought I was anyway. And I found a band that was an Alice in Chains tribute band.
Hell yeah.
And so it was pretty cool. It only lasted like a week. I think we did like 2 practices and then we just kind of lost touch.
What a week though, huh?
Huh?
What a hell of a week though.
It was a whirlwind. I was super excited. I was like, this is Yeah.
That kind of pisses me off because like around the house, when we play songs and just like shoot the shit, like I always try to get her to sing Alice in Chains, and she just doesn't.
Yes, I
And
do.
that, well,
I always do.
man,
You want things when you want it.
yeah. I want you to belt out "Man in the Box" when I say.
Not how I work. I'm not a jukebox.
Oh man, that'd be rad though, eh?
Very cool. That's funny. When so when did you first meet Gino? When did that moment happen?
So I was with another band at the time. It was a really cool band, but the musicians weren't top notch, but we had fun. They were we were
Oh, did you come in swinging about your old band?
They're not gonna hear this. They probably will hear this. No,
that's all right. Go ahead, preach.
We were mostly like, they were okay. These were guys that were like middle aged, had wives in the 9-to-5 job, and they just wanted to have a cool band, you know, to do on the side. So they weren't taking it that seriously. So I can say that. But we were a really cool. It was like, I guess I would call us if you could put Quentin Tarantino movies into music, that was our band. It was really cool for me anyway. I thought it was cool.
It was a cool ass band. It was poorly played, very cool.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, they're very nice guys.
So they had told me about a blues
cool
jam.
idea.
They had told me about a blues jam going on at this place called Ray's Deli, and where was it, San Bernardino? Yeah. And because we were kind of, I guess you could say we were leaning towards blues genre a little bit, and I wanted to learn more about it. I'm like, oh, you got to go to this blues jam. I was like, okay. So we went, and Gino was there, and I remember, I think it was my guitar player was like, oh, that's Gino Matteo, and he's really good. I was like, oh, cool. And I ended up getting up to sing, and with my band, I think. And you played guitar, right, Gino? You stayed up there?
Yeah. I said I got up there. I thought you were really, really pretty.
Yeah, he refused to leave the stage. He's like, oh, I'm gonna play.
Okay, I don't like that characterization, but
so
I came in real hot.
One of the songs I knew, and that my band kind of knew, was "Man's World" by James Brown, and so you can.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So the band calls off "Man's World," and I went, "Oh fuck," because I've seen a lot of white women try to sing "Man's World," and it never works. It's not. I'm not being offensive. It's just how it is. And then I realized, I know she's Mexican, but it's at the moment, at the surface, I was like, this is not going to work. There's just no one's going to sing "Man's World" well. And then the second strike was the guitar player guy. I said, well, what key do you do it in? And he held his hand on an E flat minor chord, and he said, this one. And I was like, oh fuck, you learned like music phonetically. like it was like the thing I thought was like, it was if I asked him how old are you, and he's like, I'm this many.
Right.
Like, and I was like, oh no, this is going to be a fucking train wreck. And a lot of it was, except for her. She was fucking amazing. Like, she had this tone she didn't sound like anyone else. That's what grabbed me first about her voice as a singer. She didn't sound like like any other female singers that were just like, hey, I'm a female singer and I'm here to sing It's a Man's World, you know, and I'm going to it's going to be, and then I'm going to do Fever, you know, because that's, you know what I'm talking about? Like a hotel singer chick who's like, you know, just nailing it, just pulling off Fever in a Ramada by the airport. That's what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't. She's a bad motherfucker. It was awesome, you know?
Wow.
And then I we went outside and I was like, hey, you're really, you asked Jade this. Go ahead, Jade.
That's not what you said.
Whatever.
Well,
what did he say, Jade?
This is starting to be total bullshit. But whatever.
Honestly, like, I didn't really think anything of him, only because I'm so socially awkward and nervous. I'm always in my own head.
Me too. That's what the problem was that night.
So I was just like, oh my God, I got up on stage and sang with people I didn't know, and, you know, and this really good guitar player, you know, so I thought that was that, and we left, and my band and I were out in the parking lot, just saying bye and talking, and he walked up, and I was like, okay, he's coming to say hi or whatever, and he just says, he looks down at my feet, and he's like, you have feet tattoos. I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, bye.
I fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I fucked up.
We were like, okay, and I think my best friend at the time was there, and she's like, oh, he likes you, and I was like, okay.
That sounds exactly like her.
Yeah, it does actually. And then I think my guitar player said, oh, you should find him on Facebook, because I think he really liked you, and maybe he could get us some gigs or something like that.
Yeah, like that's like I'm your big get.
Yeah. So then I think I added him on Facebook, and he immediately, slides into my DMs.
Fuck yeah, dude. I came in hot, dude. I like in
So
person. Shut up. Listen to me a second, all right? In person, I'm shit. I'm useless talking to any woman ever, but
DMs is where his magic comes out.
Man, I'm witty as fucking text. I'm a saucy minx in them DMs.
So he had said, oh, I'm leaving on tour tomorrow. You should come over. And I was like,
I did try to booty call her at first.
What is that supposed to mean? No. I mean, just so we could play some music or something like that. And he, real quick, he ended up
that too.
He ended up coming over, and we went out and got dinner. And one of the first things that just caught me about him was we went to this little Chinese restaurant that I really liked, and he paid for dinner, and I'm not the type to expect that. Like, I feel like you should go both ways. And I said, oh, thanks, I will pay for dinner next time. And he turns to me and he says, whoa, what makes you think there's gonna be a next time?
Fuck yeah, dude. That's how you do it, man.
But inside you're like, yes.
Yay.
I was like, okay, he's funny.
Fuck yeah. You can't hold me. I don't see no ring on this finger. Wild man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went on tour the next day, and then we started texting that morning, and we literally haven't stopped texting even from the next room.
Yeah, we still text.
We still text, but it's what, 12 years later or something like that, right? 10, 12, 11?
No, honey.
Whatever. It's been a long time, all right?
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Well, I have hair in different places now, so it's been a period of it's been an era.
Okay, it has, yeah.
How long have you guys been married for?
I want to say.
No, you go ahead and answer this one.
Sorry, I think I jammed you up there, Gino.
No, you're fine. It's been 7 beautiful years.
When is our anniversary?
November 24th.
And how long is it going to be that day?
That'll be 8.
There you go. Okay, good job.
Yeah.
I still doesn't know my birthday.
I pulled that out of my ass, dude. Man, I barely.
The TSA was stopping you on the how to go by.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh. So tell me, guys, what is it like? What is it like making music with your spouse? Because I know sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How is it different versus being in a band where you have your bandmates, you make music. How do you guys feel like? How does it feel to make music with your spouse?
I'll take this one, Gino.
Oh fuck.
I feel like it very rarely works. However, when we do get it to work, it's phenomenal. And I just mean that in the sense that him and I are always just kind of butting heads on certain things, especially musically. And we both want to be in charge musically. In the marriage, I'm in charge, but musically, we're both like,
fucking hell, like I gotta hit you.
But yeah, so I think when we're trying to rehearse and stuff, we usually kind of just quit because we're arguing or something. But when we do,
we
yeah.
do
Your
have
guitar's flat. No, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
oh,
He
it's
tries
always
to tell him
it's
how to sing, and I try to tell him how to play guitar, and that doesn't go well. So
yeah, man. It's always a voicing off or something. Shut up. Anyways, no, it's I I think once we do get to the actual nuts and bolts of like writing together, um it's fantastic because the thing like about writing music like for and with Jade like is that I'm gonna talk to her like she's not here is is that she's like a she can sing literally anything. So writing all of a sudden became this real fluid thing like where in the past if I was working on my own shit I'd like write for me or just write, you know, because this is a piece of music I want that maybe someone else wants to use or whatever.
Yeah.
But writing with her and with her voice in mind is a lot easier because there's just like 64 colors in the box now because she can do anything. It's dope. And this I think this record's indicative of that because it's every song is kind of all over the map, you know, and that's how I kind of like that's the music I like is the music that's really scattered and touches on a lot of shit and a lot of different styles at once if possible. You know, that's the kind of music I like.
Nice. Is that like when you guys make songs, because I know for me like my way of making music is very like I think of the concept first and then I make music, where some people they just try to make something and then afterwards, you know, was there a as far as how the music was made, was it more of just like you know, like let's try something in F, or you know, you guys just kind of really experimented on the fly, or was it something where you know Gino would come to you with like, hey, I have this really cool thing, and then you guys just build on top of it? How do you guys like specifically like make a lot of your songs? How does it usually work with you guys?
It doesn't
well,
have a pattern really.
but I
kind of
what you were saying, I'm sorry, is you look at like a concept and that's kind of, and I'm like that, but I'm like, I make it a problem because I'm like, my brain wants me to see the whole picture before we even have the foundation, and it blocks me. So a lot of times, I mean, Gino, you'll come up with these ideas, and so I would say he does most of the foundation writing, and I'll just kind of go in and mess things up a little bit and say, well, I like, how about this and that, and right? Would you say that's true? Because I have a problem with, I'm like so concerned with, okay, what is the concept of the song we were about to write? What genre is it going to be? What can, you know? And he's just like, dude, chill. Like, you know, like this is just let it come out. And I have a lot of issues just kind of trying to start from, you know what I mean? I'm trying to see the big picture before anything, and he's the opposite.
Yeah, I always like hear whatever is in my head first, you know, and then I try to like chip at it until that's what is on tape. You know, Jade is really great at one. Again, there is like she does have this arbitrary wall though, where like if you come up with an idea, she'll be like, nah, like just snap nah. So it takes like a minute to get through to her, just like it takes a minute to get through to me. That's why I think we work so well together. Like eventually, is because once we get through this like mucus membrane of like fuck y'all, there's really, you know, cool stuff in there, and the way she can flip out hooks is pretty cool, and her lyrics are you know on the hooks are always provocative and fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. Like if I write like the story of the song, you're always able to ice it perfectly. Like the cake is like, if I'm the one singing it, there's a piece of shit on the cake. If you're singing, there's actually like a bride and groom up there.
It's an interesting analogy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love, you know, I really like analogies. Just kidding.
Horrible of them.
has you know, quarantine days, has it changed kind of the tone of you guys writing your songs, or was it one of those things where like a lot of the music was made, it's just this happened and it blocked the process of it being finished?
I've written a few things since quarantine, but nothing that I'd like want to show anyone yet or put out yet.
Mm.
Um, I find I don't know how you feel, Jay, but I've been kind of deadlocked creatively since this started.
Yeah, it's I think
I mean, I
everyone.
know how you feel. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know how you feel.
I think at the beginning of the COVID thing, a lot of people thought, "Oh, I'm gonna get so much done with all
Right.
this downtime." And the truth is, I think we're all just learning that we just have to be kind to ourselves about not getting anything done right now.
Yeah.
Even if like my therapist told me, even if you brush your teeth, consider it a victory right now, every day, or you take a shower every day. So I think, to me personally, that's how I'm taking it, because I was kind of down on us about, like, man, we haven't like written anything, like, and a lot of people say, oh, you could write a nice blues song right now, and it's like,
fuck you.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, that'll be, who wants to hear about that? We're all going through this right now. I mean, maybe they do, but so I think we're just trying to be kind to ourselves, or I'm trying to get him to be kind to himself.
I don't know, man. I feel like blues musicians complaining feels a little passe. Man, that got us nothing. That got us zero.
It was a thinker.
You win some, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. That was a real kick in the dick there. Jesus.
So, tell me a little bit about the album you guys are working on. Do you guys have a title for the project, or what are some, and then also what are, if there's a song you guys wanted to discuss, just like how you liked working on that song or making that song that we can put in the show. What would be a song that you guys would want to discuss? So first, do you guys have a title for the project at the moment?
No title yet. Jade, do you have a title?
We really need to come up with a title.
We probably should do that. I was thinking, but Jade has vetoed this, but I was thinking Tamarindo Party. Tamarindo is a type of Mexican candy that I enjoy, and it's very saucy and sweet and spicy, and it sounds like the album to me. And Jade won't do it, so
we'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out.
Well, yeah, we will.
You want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about one of your favorite songs.
I think the most memorable to me is Nothing to Me, because I don't know if you heard it. It's kind of like our disco sounding song on the album, and I'm like really proud of it because he basically wrote the entire song. And it started out almost like totally different song. It was how would you describe it? It was like, what's that? Maroon 5. That's kind of what it reminded me of. I give you everything. Remember, it's like a little slower. Yeah. All the clothes, like that. Yeah. And we were getting ready to record it, and I was just like, I don't want another song that sounds like this, because a lot of our songs sounded like that on the album to me, because that's me in my head again, always overthinking everything. And I think I remember just kind of singing it a couple of octaves higher, and then you and Kid Anderson started arranging it to what I was trying to explain to you guys, like this, and then you guys just put together this totally different song in like a matter of 5 minutes, and I was just like, yes, this is what I had in my head. and it turned into something totally different. It was really cool to see that kind of transform and make me happy, because like I said, I'm always overthinking everything, and I was like, we need something like this, and I just had this idea in my head, and the way that they were able to just kind of crank it out like that it was really cool.
Nice. Yeah, that was that's a good example, that tune, Nothing to Me, about how getting through the mucus and hearing what the song actually wants to sound like. Like when we sit down to write a song, if we have all our or inhibitions up, or or inhibitions, I guess. I don't know what the proper word. I'm an idiot. So that means barrier. We have that up writing, and then once you get through the mucus, like I said, like that song is sitting there. So it's like about tunneling through it. And that's a solid That's a solid tune. I love the. I was really excited about that song because I get to do like a fake Moon Age Daydream guitar solo on it, and I got to use a real range master and what is it? A unit the oh my god,
Is it the Tone Bender? I'm already talking
tone
about it in
bender.
the last
Thank you.
episode.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was a great solo. That was just, yeah, that was a great
thanks, man.
solo.
I
I
think
like
Great
that.
song.
did I make you do that solo, Gino?
Huh?
I made you do that solo a few times because I was like, do Moonage Daydream, do Moonage Daydream, and he just
Yeah,
cranked crazy solo out, and I was like, there it is.
Hmm.
yeah. Well, once the Moon Age Daydream thought crept in, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's fucking whip this tape at 1,000 miles an hour at the end of it. And
I don't ask for much, but when I want something,
but I know. Oh,
I'm gonna have it.
yeah, it's a real problem.
Yeah. I kind of let you and Kid steer the ship, but I was like wanted these certain things, and you guys were kind enough to indulge me.
Yeah, in between us making you coffee, we got your problems done.
As soon as I leave, they change it back. So, and yeah, we're talking about Kid Anderson, who we recorded it at Graceland at his studios in San Jose.
Yeah, that place is a heaven. You should definitely interview Kid Anderson.
Hmm.
He's a treasure trove of like, I mean, he's made thousands upon thousands of records there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That dude stays working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. I guess I was curious to talk about maybe any new songs that were on the last episode. What are some of the most recent songs that you guys have kind of been working on?
We got a song
Well,
called.
I'm trying to think which ones were on the album, real quick. I mean, on the
Well,
last.
the only two I sent before were "Believe in Me" and "Nothing to Me."
Oh,
right?
the two we're talking about again. Sorry.
No,
it's okay.
But
there's a lot of songs in the album. Like every time we go through it, like for rehearsal, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of songs for me. I mean,
I really like the song called. There's a song called "Shiny Creatures" that I've grown to really love. It was a sleeper on the album for me, like as far as in like the putting it together. But now it's become one of my favorites. It's very drivable. Like if a song like
cruising.
Yeah, it drives really well.
That's kind of spaghetti western still.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a fun song. I wrote it about the Kardashians roughly. But it's called Shiny Creatures.
He loves this Kardashian.
I love them. Gotta have them. Yes.
What? Give me. I'm trying to.
Another song is called "Warm Inside."
That one.
that was as vulgar but fun. It's about
that one. It was kind of like the standout one to me because I'm like, this doesn't fit anywhere, but we're gonna keep it. But now I love it.
Yeah.
And
this is the not finished the finished product thing. We're not hearing the.
Yes, exactly. When I didn't realize that we were just gonna make something that represented us, which was a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was so concerned, like, well, you know, is the blues audience gonna like it? You know, that's what my concern, because I feel like we always have to please them, and while we want to.
Well, I'm always like very much anti that. Like,
yeah,
that's where we come to an impasse a lot. Is where I'll write something.
That's where we get that's our bread and butter, though. I mean, those are our fans.
We have bread and butter. I was unaware.
We are working.
I was completely unaware of such carbohydrates. I kind of write music to get it out of my head, not to like for what anyone likes to hear. I mean, the last record I put out on like under my own name was called "Hug the Cactus," and it's honestly almost unlistenable.
That's my favorite album of yours, though.
Yeah, but I think it's just oh, there's Louis behind you. I think it's just, you know, it was more of me getting over a nervous breakdown on audio. And when I write songs, I kind of it's always about getting it the hell out of my frigging brain,
Yeah.
you know. And if it matches a genre, cool. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna like my favorite bands have always been like Fishbone and like well, Mr. Bungle's another one who's just like they're just the place you can't pin down what they do musically.
Hmm.
Fishbone's a perfect example, you know.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be that kind. I always wanted to be that kind of musician where I could play anything,
Hmm.
where
Yeah.
you where like you see at like the Bonnaroo festival back when they had festivals. The Bonnaroo festival would have like the big super jam at the end, and you just see like all these like Questlove would have all these musicians up there that are just from every other band that's there.
Hmm.
And I just was I want to chase my music and chops enough that I could stand up there and have fun.
Yeah.
Like that would be like heaven, you
Hmm.
know. Just to
Nice.
be one of the guys that make music that you can't put in box,
Yeah.
but you can freaking dance to it.
Right.
You know, you know.
That's interesting that that like for you, Jade, where the having the conscious nature of like doing something that supports, I guess, like a fan base, and then on the other side of the spectrum, like making music for really yourself, and as long as it's truest to yourself. I always find that to be an interesting narrative for musicians. That's something that I definitely relate to in general.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's interesting.
It begs the question: are they really your fans, or of your music,
Mm.
or just because you're a friend of a friend?
Hmm.
I feel like we're kind of just on this journey to find our people, or that really like our music and kind of like us for who we are and what we do. And we do have
Yeah.
some of those that love anything we do, and there's some people that you know won't say anything politely, so
Yeah.
I think we're like a lot of bands. We're searching for our correct audience who would enjoy what we do,
Mm.
and we've met some of them. If we never meet any of them, that's cool. I'm not a capitalist.
we have your
You
mom.
know, we got my mom. Yeah. But yeah, my mom is a huge cheerleader of me.
Huge Gino Matteo fan. Oh my god.
Huge fan. She loves him. She loves that dude.
Pictures everywhere in the house.
It's
Yeah.
it's gross, really. Creepy as hell.
Cardboard cutout.
Yeah, dude. She's got life size me.
I had two questions. One of them's kind of a silly one, but when you guys did play live, you guys played live under Bennett Matteo, right before COVID. What were some of you guys like favorite like cover songs like to play?
Oh, fun. But I think Jade won the argument, and we're changing the name to Bennett Matteo Band.
Oh, okay.
She won.
We went
I
through like
lost.
20 variations of the name because he wanted you went and changed the website to Bennett Matteo Combo.
Okay, that's
That
what that
sounds
was.
like a
Okay, this is
combo
okay.
of apples or
Okay,
something.
this is bullshit. That was your idea.
Not my idea.
Fuck
I was
you. It
going
was
through,
your
like,
idea.
I was like, what's another name for duo or something? You're like combo. Went and changed the website, and I was like, the fuck, like
Look,
you didn't even
I
discuss
remember most of
it.
that night, but I'm for
And then
sure
it had to be
that it was
stuck
your
there for like
idea.
48 hours because you can't like change
Hmm.
it that many
Yeah,
times.
that was fun. Nice name change, guys. Oh, it's back. Okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite covers that we played, like I always like hearing Jade sing. Um, um, I like she's God damn it, Prince. I like hearing her sing Prince. Any Prince covers we've done,
Hmm.
That's fun.
a lot. Oh, my favorite thing I think I've ever heard her sing was "I Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer" by Stevie Wonder.
Hmm.
That
We never
was
did with the
really
band though.
no, we do it we did it at the theater with the band.
Yeah, we did theater.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I like hearing you sing any Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
You're dope at that.
We do a lot of Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Probably
what's one of your favorites, Jade, for covers?
My favorite one was his version of "Who's Loving You" that he did when he was really little.
Hmm.
When that really high pitched one.
Yeah, that's classic.
And I sang it so much that I pretty much had it dialed in. And then I don't know if I forgot to tell you this, since we had so much time off, we did that song at this gig the other day. And boy, like I was out of practice. I think I was about to ask you to bring it down a key, but yeah, I'm really out of practice. But yeah, that's probably my favorite to do.
Oh,
it's
nice.
just fun to sing.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah, you know what, you sing really well too. She sings like, dude, when she does do like as a joke, like Alice in Chains, like she'll do a verse or something. I've heard her do it like as a joke, like with the band, and she fucking destroys like screamo, like any rock that you could scream.
Nice.
She's got a crazy scream, and she can actually access it because she quit smoking.
But never like
8 years ago.
He'll never read the temperature of the room. It's like a bunch of like older middle-aged people, and he's like,
"Oh,
hey, do Alice in Chains."
Like, yeah. No, it's I for sure don't read the room. I don't give a fuck who's there. It's like right next to like a lady came like has a baby carriage next to the PA. I'm like, dude, we're gonna do some Mr. Bungle right now. Pink cigarette, go.
That's the only reason I really tell him no sometimes, because I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah.
We're playing in a jazz club right now.
Like switching it up.
Yeah.
Heart-shaped box.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, do you know any Aussie? And I'm like,
I do. That's my favorite thing to do. Like if we're at a gig or something, like, and we're like playing a bar gig or something, and someone makes a request, I always love to say I know it, because it puts it all on Jade.
Oh, he'll say, ask Jade.
Oh, ask Jade if she could sing it. I'll play it. If she could sing it, I'll play it. I just love that she's just a little uncomfortable for a second. It's like it's married tag,
Yeah.
You handle it.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Yeah. Almost my thing.
Jade, have you ever recommended a song that Gino didn't like remember to play, or it's like the opposite?
Yeah,
I have to remember a song that we've played, and I'm like, oh, let's do that one we haven't done in a while. He's like, don't know it. I'm like, we don't know it. We played it like for a year straight. Yeah, that constantly
slipped my mind.
When it's something he wants to do, he's got it,
I'm a real ass, but
the
I used to have Velcro on the back of my phone, and I put Velcro on my guitar, and I would just look up the chord charts like online and just Velcro it to my guitar and read it while I was playing. So for a while we were doing like these acoustic shows at like breweries and stuff, just to make money when we're not on the road and stuff, and we'd do like all request sets, or just like we'd play everything from like Marvin Gaye to fucking Weezer, Metallica, whatever that anybody wanted to hear, we play it.
Yeah,
that was fun. I miss doing that. But I always love when you'd sing when doves cry, because you can actually do that loud thing. I can't do it when it goes to the F part.
That always secretly makes me laugh, because I mean Prince was like the baddest of the baddest, but like
baddest.
Yeah.
It's funny sometimes when he does that.
Yeah, he made some funny noises for sure. Like there's a Prince song called Tambourine, and most of the song he's just like making insane noise. I mean, they're perfectly noises. They're perfectly in key and brilliant, but it's just like
just the ad libs, crazy ad libs,
so crazy. Like, where'd you even like think to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
I had a. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'd say that's some of my favorite things. Just like these like ad libs that just like you wouldn't know where they would come from, but then just fit perfectly within a song.
Yeah, totally. There's another one on Michael Jackson. Remember the Time? At the end, he starts scatting, and he goes like,
oh yeah.
Every time that hair on the back of my neck, I'm just like, oh hell yeah, dude. That's the jam, dude.
One thing that always cracked me up about Michael Jackson, because I mean, yeah, vocally he was the baddest dude.
Yeah.
Personally, he was, you know, a little
He's an odd cat. Go ahead.
silly.
But
And
you still have a giant tattoo of him on your
oh,
side.
Michael Jackson's my dude. Like,
Yeah, her
But-
whole side is a Michael Jackson portrait.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we're not gonna talk about that unless we, you know, something happened. We find out more. Then, you know, I gotta get.
Oh yeah, if some details come in, we might do.
I want to transition.
Oh shit.
So,
Sorry.
Yeah, you're a little-
Pivot, dude, pivot.
so,
on the song "Bad," real quick. There's
Yeah.
part, you know, because he's talking about how he's a bad mofo, which he was. But on the chorus, if you really listen to it, because he's going, "I'm bad, I'm bad," and then you listen to the harmonies, it's going bad, bad, really, really bad. And it's like,
yeah.
I don't sound bad though.
I love not like background singer non sequitur words, like where you just like repeat this in a corner, and it seems so arbitrary. Like if you're in the room when it's happening, to just like some girls just bad, bad, really, really. Did you get it that time? There's that moment. It's like I was just being really silly into a microphone. Did you pick it up?
Been in the studio for 4 hours. Do it again. Do it
Let's
again.
do it again. Do it again. Okay, double it.
Oh man. So for Bennett Matteo Band, you know, just to remind everyone, so when do you guys plan on releasing your next project?
Hopefully after the first of the year.
It should be pretty soon after that.
It should be
pretty much
soon.
finished. We just gotta tie up some loose ends, but it's
Yeah,
been
it's
written
almost done.
for the most part.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
we
Yeah,
don't
it's
have an
almost
exact
done.
date yet, but we should have that soon.
Yeah.
You guys have a way where
after the
fans can
year.
follow you?
Yeah, on Instagram, you can follow me or her. We don't have a band Instagram
We
yet.
have
I
a
don't know
website, honey.
oh yeah, we have a website. I don't know if it's updated, so go ahead.
It's Bennett Matteo combo.
Yeah, no shit. It was that for a minute. It's
Constantly
Bennett Mat-
work in progress, but right now, it's BennettMatteoBand.com.
Oh, look at Louis behind Jade. Look at her. Look at him. Oh, that's Louis C.K. right there. That's a little handsome boy. Yeah, BennettMatteoBand.com is the website, and the album and all the merch. We got some really cool merch. That's awesome.
Nice.
We got like face masks and hoodies and dog hoodies. Our dogs have their own hoodies.
Teespring.com/shops Bennett Matteo Band, or if you just search Bennett Matteo Band on teesprings.com.
Nice.
It's in my Instagram bio.
Teespring.com, sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
Gino Matteo Funk on Instagram.
Cool.
PHUNK.
Yeah, you did it.
Very cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to speak with me today, and we'll definitely be looking forward to the project once it comes out. So again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having us.
much.
Of course.
Oh, you go ahead, Jake. You go ahead.
I said
Fine,
thank
whatever. I'll just. Thanks, Jerrell. It's good to talk to you, bro.
Of course, of course. Well, there you have it, folks. This is Jerrell Powell from the 440 Guitar Podcast. We'll jam again soon, and have a good day.